Hey guys, welcome back to another snapshot video. So last week I speculated a little bit that we might come to an end of the snapshot cycle already and shouldn't expect any more new features. And this week we kind of got the confirmation. The first pre-release was released today. So according to the patch notes, those pre-releases will mostly be about bug fixes, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't still pay attention. I remember pre-releases where all of a sudden mob spawning was changed, or the redstone update order was changed, or pathfinding was changed. So in case there's something worthy to report on, I'll definitely make a video about it. But also according to patch notes, the usual cycle of a snapshot every Wednesday will not be kept. I remember, sometimes you get a pre-release like every second day, and then I'll probably also not make a video about every single pre-release, only if there's something really interesting in it. Alright, so let's check out some of the changes in this pre-release. According to patch notes, the amount of mangrove trees in the mangrove swamp biome was reduced. You can check it out by just walking around a little bit, and I definitely noticed a difference. Remember in the other versions, the mangrove swamp almost felt like a jungle, but now there's a lot more open space in between. So the next change is actually one of those where you at first might think this is not really that important, but it could be actually quite game-changing. So wither skeletons, endermen, piglins would now spawn from light level 0 to 11. Previously they only spawned in light level 0 or absolute darkness like the overworld mobs. Sky also checked the code, so it's not like with the overworld mobs. Previously, there was a chance, so the higher the light level was, the less likely it would spawn. No, it's actually the same if it's absolute darkness or light level 11. And you know it also has light level 11? Nether portals. So this should mean that wither skeletons would now spawn inside of nether portals and could be teleported straight away to the overworld. So this would definitely change the way you would make an overpowered wither skeleton farm. You could just, place portals everywhere, all the skeletons would be sent to the overworld, and then they could be killed by the player there. So it would get even easier, so you don't need to spam wither roses anymore. You can now spawn nether portals instead. Yeah, like a lot of other nether farms already rely on, for example, ghast farms, Mercube farms, etc. Or gold farms, they are already all nether portal spam, and it looks like, we will get more of that. There's also now a change for items in regards to the sculk sensor that take a while to use, unlike, for example, the flint and steel that are used basically in a single tick. It takes a while to eat a steak, for example, and the change is that as soon as you start eating, this would trigger the sculk sensor. So if I quickly tap steak, then I could send a signal to the sculk sensor, almost like a remote. It would also work, for example, with a water bottle, then holding a shield. So if you hold it long enough, then you would also get a double signal if you release it again. Same goes for the bow, for example. And apparently also for the goat horn. Can you also release it again? Let's try that. I'm just gonna hold it a bit longer and then release it. Yeah, I also get a second signal there. Clicking a note block would now also give out a signal strength of 6 in combination with the sculk sensor. Playing an instrument, well, in our case we only have the goat horn, would on startup give out a signal strength of 15 and on release 14. And there's release 14. Also, some of the item interactions while sneaking will no longer trigger the sculk sensor. So you can, for example, now eat stealthily. See, doesn't trigger the sculk sensor, or drink in silence. But this doesn't work with everything. It's obviously a goat horn. Still make noise. There's also now a sound effect if you would equip a non-helmet in your head armor slot, for example, a skull or a carved pumpkin. This would also trigger the sculk sensor. Alright, it's all for today. Thanks guys for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.